Hello and welcome to episode 117 of Movies and Us. I am your host, Marcus.
And I'm TJ.
And this is the movie review show that reviews genre movies from the beginning sometimes. And today we're reviewing the 2016 release of Deadpool. The February 12th, 2016 release of Deadpool. This movie has a runtime of 108 minutes. That's an hour 48, right? Math? Yeah, math. This movie was directed by Tim Miller, written by Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick. It was produced by Simon Kinberg and Ryan Reynolds and Lauren Schuler Donner, starring a slew of names. We have Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, Marina Karen as female love interest, Ed Skrein as, what's her name?
Vanessa.
Wow. Would never have guessed that. Ed Skrein as bad guy.
Francis.
TJ Miller as...
It's part of the main plot.
Oh, yeah. You're right. TJ Miller as comedic best friend to the main comedic guy.
Weasel,
yeah. Gina Carano.
Yes.
As bad female character.
Angel Dust.
And Brianna Hildebrand.
Hildebrand. Yep, Hildebrand.
As Negasonic Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Teenage Warhead.
Oh, that's it. Also starring...
Well, she's actually interested in this because Marvel had the rights to that character.
Yeah.
And so they actually traded rights before, Marvel bought back Fox, because Fox still owns all this at this point. But they actually traded rights because Fox had the rights to Ego, the Sentient Planet, and Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Uh-huh.
So they traded the rights to that, so Deadpool could have this character. So
that's a fair trade, honestly.
It's an interesting trade. It's like, really, you really just wanted to do that trade? It's like, and no one cares because who knows those two characters? So
well, the Egos, I feel, is this is a big character.
It's a cosmic character, but not
well, it's stuff they could have built up. So I feel like that's a heavy name to have. So like for a 1-for-1 trade, that's weird because that could have been like a big medieval guy or something like that.
Maybe, yeah.
If they would have played it that way.
So like they must have really wanted this character for that trade. I don't know.
That's funny. Also starring Stefan. I can't say that. Tapikic.
There's a lot of Russian things on top of the C's.
Yeah.
Kapisic.
Oh, he's the voice of Colossus.
He's the voice of Colossus.
Yes, Rhett Reese. 3 people play Colossus, apparently. Yeah. Rhett Reese as...
No, that's what the writer... the writer's just talking about him.
Oh, called him. Oh. Well, yeah, you do a section that you're good at it.
Daniel Cudmore actually portrayed his,
Oh, Colossus?
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Daniel Cudmore was... previous Colossus.
Yes.
He was in the previous one.
Why would they even tell us that if it's not starring? That's stupid.
Because, I'm
not reading the sentence, you're right.
You're not reading the sentence. It's Andre Tricoto who stood in as the computer graphics version of Colossus.
That's fair.
And then we have Leslie Uggams as the blind roommate. Karan Sony as Dopinder. I don't even know who that is. Oh, the taxi driver.
Yes.
Okay. Jess Reeves plays the
Jed
recruit.
Reese.
That's what I said.
You said Jeff Reeves.
No, I said Jed Reese.
Oh, it's not Jeff. So.
Jed. I actually thought I said Jess, but okay. Jed Reese plays the recruiter. Rob Hader plays Bob in this, who is one of the soldier that Deadpool didn't kill in the final act. That one character that he didn't kill Deadpool in that fight when he was murdering all the soldiers at the end.
Who was that?
That was Bob. He's like, hey, Bob, we met in Jacksonville and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Bob, Agent of Hydra, is apparently from the comics as an Agent of Hydra. But Fox didn't have the rights to him, so they just used the name and made him a stereotypical soldier.
That's fair. Did they have rights to him now, you think?
I don't know. I don't remember if he came back in the second movie or anything.
I was looking forward to him, but I don't think he did. But I saw it once. I couldn't tell you.
It also stars Stanley in his obligated cameo and Rob Liefeld.
Oh, you skipped Hugh Jackman.
No, I didn't. I went backwards.
Why are you doing it that way?
Why are you following along with me?
I usually follow. Why are you going so bizarre with it?
Don't about
Well, yeah,
the
you
order
have
I
more to
do
say
it.
about Hugh Jackman than you have Rob Liefeld. Like Rob Liefeld, I feel like you have more to say about him than Hugh Jackman.
Rob Liefeld, I was just gonna brush over and say he's a garbage comic maker.
He's okay.
No,
He's okay.
I hate Rob Liefeld.
Well, okay, you can have your opinions, but
He's the reason why '90s comics are garbage.
well, then why skip his name and then go back to him? That's just weird.
Because I told you I wanted to talk about Bob because Bob was more interested about the rights of Fox, and then I was just going to come back to do Stan Lee and Rob Liefeld and just move on.
Well, then why not do them and then go to Bob? Because that's how the order is.
Because you want to know the truth, Marcus? I accidentally skipped the line.
Good. I just wanted you to own up on your bullshit. That's all I wanted, TJ.
I skipped the line while I was reading it, all right? But only because I was more interested. Oh, I saw Bob down there, and I skipped it, and then I realized I skipped Stan Lee and Rob Liefeld. So I wanted to talk about Bob. I skipped the line, and then it just happened to be that way, okay?
Okay, I'm sorry for blowing up on you. It's just like making it into a big... I thought you actually had more to say about Rob Liefeld.
No, I've talked about Rob Liefeld 1,000 times on this podcast.
Have you?
Yeah, every time he comes up, I'm like, he's garbage.
Oh, I never paid attention to this part, honestly.
Wait, was it Rob Liefeld, or was it the other guy?
Or was it this podcast or another podcast?
Oh, no, it was Frank Miller that I always...
Yeah. You never talk about Rob Liefeld on this podcast.
I always thought... it's because he's just as bad. Rob Liefeld's garbage.
I mean, his art's not great, obviously.
His art is pockets... patches and giant muscles,
he was a douchebag for a little bit, but he's gotten better apparently.
Or girls whose spines are broken, so you can see both their breasts and their boobs.
Yeah, that's what they do in real life.
Or butts and boobs.
Yeah, man.
He's garbage. His art's terrible.
It's for a certain group of people. That's all it is.
Stupid people. Also, Hugh Jackman's pictures in this.
Yeah. And
then apparently Nathan Fillion was in a scene that got cut out, but in the extended cut. So
okay. What's after credits, TJ? Did we go to box office? Did we do behind the scenes?
It varies.
Let's do box office. Got the way. Deadpool was budgeted with $58 million, give or take, and Jesus Christ, it made a fuck ton of money. It drew in $782 million. It not only made its money back. I guess I can ton of money back.
I guess I can bring this up from behind the scenes since it's box office related. At the time when it came out, highest grossing R-rated film ever.
Yeah.
Deadpool made it so that R-rated movies could be profitable. So
yes, wow, shocker, right?
Yeah, I mean, who would have thought if you actually put effort into a movie, people like it, they'll go watch it.
And this movie sucks, and it did really that well.
Yeah. But yeah, so it brought it. It also was the most profitable movie of 2016.
Oh, that makes sense. Just because the budget's so
because the budget was so low and they made so much money. So yeah, it was like the most profitable movie of the year. So
that's insane.
That's also. I'm just gonna go into the behind the scenes stuff a little bit because it's all related to the box office.
Okay, so yeah.
I mean, other than one other thing, but we'll get to that afterwards. But like they were doing the movie. This movie was in development for like always since like 2000, and then they were gonna make it part of the Origins, like the X-Men Origins movie set.
Yeah.
And then when X-Men Origins Wolverine came out, they're like, yeah, we're gonna do it. And then it got scrapped and pushed to the side. But then they leaked. Do you remember the leak of the video? They're saying that leak is what caused them to be able to get this movie greenlighted in general because people were wanted it so bad. They're like, okay, we're going to do this movie. However, like a week before. Like after they were supposed to go in, Fox pulled like $8 million from their budget.
Weird. So
they even had less budget, and they had to edit the script. That's why Deadpool's always forgetting his bag in this movie because they had to cut the gunfights.
Which, okay, I'll put the stick up. I love this movie. The movie does not suck. So like all the restrictions to this movie helped out tremendously. Like I'm not trying to fanboy of this movie, but goddamn. So and it plays in well with this movie. So especially with this character because you break the walls. Like no budget, so we can't have all the X-Men. Great, works out really well for him.
So, but yeah, that's Yeah, it's essentially Fox was like, yeah, you're gonna do this for as little money as possible because we don't trust this at all.
Which I don't know what, maybe because it's rated R and it's just like who it
Yeah.
is, but like,
That's pretty much what it was.
and that's dumb.
Also, Fox didn't want to pay for the writers to be on set every day, so but they were like intimately involved in how everything was. So Ryan Reynolds paid their salary.
And this is why they strike, man. This is why people strike.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Ryan Reynolds, you're a good dude, Ryan Reynolds. I'll let you.
I mean, there's a reason why he's kind of beloved. So
yes.
Good.
All that being said, the box office for this movie was $782 million, which lands it in the top 10 of 2016. TJ, we're gonna do 10 through 5 because obvious reasons. But also, this 10 through 5 is going to spoil, I guess 10 through 6, it's going to spoil some placements. So it is what it is. At number 10 with $746 million, it's a superhero film we're going to recover. It is Suicide Squad.
We'll get to that.
Yes.
At like 6 weeks or something like that.
And what beat that out was Deadpool at number 9 with $782 million.
I can say that.
Yep. And on top of that, we have a Harry Potter prequel film with number 8 is Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Oh, I was glad to know what you're talking about. I was like, I never seen one of those movies. So
Harry Potter or the Fantastic Beast ones?
The Fantastic Beasts. I see the first 6 Harry Potters.
Yeah, we've had this conversation at the time Harry Potter's mentioned.
Yeah.
Yes, I've seen regrettably all the Harry Potters besides the Fantastic Beasts series.
The books are way better.
I just don't care about Harry Potter. People hear us saying this all the time, so I don't want to keep hampering it to Harry Potter like that.
Books are really good. You should read the books.
I'm not going to read those fucking books.
The books show you what kind of person Harry Potter actually is. He's a little shit.
I don't care about that series at all. Not my fandom. I tried the movies. I'm not going to try the books. I am.
It's because you don't like reading.
I love reading. I just read a new comic. At number 7, we have Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice with $800.
Get to that in a couple weeks too.
Yes, we are. And number 6 with $875 million is Life of Pets.
I don't even know what that is.
It's an animated movie. Animals talk, and they do things that when we're not home. It's like Toy Story, but for animals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's it. Again, we'll tell the next 5 in a few weeks.
Yeah, there's nothing to talk about.
Because they're all superhero movies.
Yeah, because we're going to cover it all of them.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I'll say this. A movie we covered as as one of my picks. At number 17 is La La Land.
Oh, yay.
That made $447 million. And that was nominated for Best Picture that year.
That's sad. Insane. I still think that might be the best movie you picked.
I know. And it was almost great, man.
Sing Street.
Well, obviously Sing Street's good. But of those shitty ones I picked, it was almost a good movie. And that's sad.
Still don't know how I feel about Black Swan.
I was just going to say that because it's like in the same vein, but like Black Swan was like, no.
I'm still undecided about Black Swan. So.
Like at best, Black Swan's a okay movie to say that. Yeah. What won that year Best Picture? So I remember there was that whole controversy. Winner is La La Land, but no, it wasn't. It was supposed to be.
Oh, right. I forget.
I think the top 5. Nope. Top 5's nothing but not that stuff. Nope. Who won that year? That doesn't matter.
I don't remember.
Oh, was it the Black movie?
Yeah, it was the Black movie.
You should know things, man.
I don't do movies.
I know.
And I don't do pop culture.
Hidden Figures? No, wasn't that one?
I don't think I've ever watched an Oscars or an Academy Awards. I've never once watched one of those award shows.
Well, screw you, first off, pal. But also, you're not missing out on anything, so you really are not missing out on anything.
So I really don't know.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. That's the box office. We did behind the scenes, unless you have more behind the scenes stuff.
I got some more behind the scenes stuff.
Let's go behind the scenes then, TJ.
An interesting thing talking about like the impact of the R-rated stuff.
Yeah.
James Gunn actually had something to say about this movie.
Oh God, what that asshole? Sorry, he's not an asshole. What that guy have to say about it, TJ?
So Hollywood executives not involved with the film felt that it succeeded because it had self-deprecating tone that's riotous. It's never been done before. It's poking fun at Marvel. The label itself took itself so seriously, and you can imagine them making fun of themselves. That's why the Hollywood executives thought it was.
Yeah.
Why? But James Gunn says, no, the movie was successful because it's original and it's good. It wasn't afraid to take risks.
A little column A, column B, right? I would say.
Not really. Because it really doesn't make fun of Marvel.
It makes fun of the Hollywood execs and shit. It makes fun of things.
But it doesn't make fun of Marvel like this is pointing out.
No, we'll say the quote again.
It says it's poking fun of Marvel. That label itself, that Marvel takes itself so seriously. Can you imagine them making fun of themselves in the movie? Which they do in every one of their movies.
No, but I guess he's saying. Well, I guess they probably. Well, maybe I'm reading into it. I'm trying to fix their thing. Maybe okay. I guess you're right, but like I took it as he's just making fun of comic movies in general, just making fun of just dumb shit.
No,
but,
he specifically said Marvel takes itself too seriously.
Yes, that's fair.
But and its self-deprecated tone was riotous. It's a very Hollywood executive take.
Yeah, but I think it's kind of fair though.
I mean, sure.
Like it does I think this movie does the meta thing fine. I hate the meta thing.
But it doesn't get to the core of why it's popular.
No, not at all. Not at all.
That's my whole point. It's all surface level stuff.
Yeah, but I think that's also a valid thing to say though. Like I think that's why I said column A, column B. Like they think both of them made valid points, and like they're both right. I think the Hollywood exec thing's right, and
that's exactly the Hollywood executive problem. That's why they never get anything right. It's because they only look at things on the surface value. That's my point.
Yes, I can agree with that. But like not all the time though. Because sometimes the Hollywood execs get things right. Not all the time, but sometimes.
Yeah, no, when they get it right is when they let the writers and the directors do their fucking jobs.
Sure. Yeah. But also, again, the Hollywood exec stepped in this movie and made it really limiting what they could do, and I think also helped this movie out.
Yeah, but that wasn't for their benefit.
No, not at all.
They thought they were just like they were like, this movie's gonna fail, so we're not putting that much money in it. So it wasn't no faith. They don't get credit for that.
No, but like I said, it didn't hurt the movie though. It helped the movie a lot.
No, but they tried to hurt the movie. Is the point?
I don't think they're trying to sabotage it. Well, they probably were, but I think it was like, listen, we don't have that much faith in you. So instead of was it $66 million, you're at $58 million budget now. Like f- you for that, but at the same time, luckily it was a great crew, behind the scenes people and cast. So like we can make this still work, and luckily this character can make this kind of shit work. So I think
there was a passion behind this.
Yes,
movie.
Exactly, and I think Hollywood definitely lacks passion and creativity. And so when you limit people's resources, you get more creativity and passion.
And I think this movie and the next one that Fox released, Logan, really like cemented that R-rated films can do good things.
Yes.
But then this happens. In March 2017, Warner Brothers executives said they were going to do an R-rated DC Extended Universe film while Sony Pictures began developing an R-rated adaptation of Venom.
Exactly.
Except it wasn't R-rated.
Yes.
So they didn't do that.
No, but they thought about it like this could be really good because it's right off this train because of money, and then they pussy out about it and like, well, maybe not. Cold feet and
because it was Sony and they don't know how to make a fucking movie to save their lives.
Exactly. But at the same time, like I think people hit shit on Hollywood execs a little too much. They deserve it.
You're weird.
They definitely deserve it.
You're weird to defend these monsters.
They're not monsters. Don't use that word so loosely, bro. They're not great and they're not the best people to defend. I can argue, like I will admit that. But like,
and if they
we do get shit like they do some things okay sometimes. That's the best I can say for them. Sometimes
so
they do things okay.
Serial killers.
Yeah. Well, that's the difference. Serial killers actually murdering people. Hollywood.
But my whole point is they can do good things. They can do good things sometimes too.
Yeah, that's a different thing. It's different though.
It's not different. Bad is bad.
No, there's different levels of bad.
Your actions, overall actions, define who you are. As if a Hollywood executive doesn't want me to call them a monster, prove me wrong.
But like, how do you make them not a monster then?
Don't be a monster.
But what makes a monster in this situation, TJ?
I don't know. Pay your freaking employees the rights they get to pay.
Yeah, but I'm saying like budget wise, this movie, like, is that really monstrous? Like, take the budget away from it?
I didn't say that. That was just them being stupid. Yeah. And also, stop making Hollywood executives that don't know what the they're doing. Stop hiring stupid people.
I will give you that. I definitely agree with that. I truly agree with that.
Stop hiring some Wall Street guy out of New York that has never done a movie before and making him your executive.
Exactly. Don't hire the celebrity as the president. Sorry, wrong conversation. No, yeah, you're not wrong.
Anyway.
Why we get so political, TJ? No, I just think people more often than not will say studio interference and execs are bad. That's why this movie sucks.
There's a few times.
Sometimes, yeah, but sometimes they help. Not enough the times to make an argument, but I just think...
There's a few times on here that we've said that studio interference probably saved this movie.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll call it out when it is. Yes. It's just not a majority of the time.
It's not. It's not.
It's usually a detriment.
Yes, and I agree. But I just think people always say this movie sucked because of studio interference. No, it was probably bad writing, bad acting, bad directing, bad whatever. But it's just easy to say the studio's fault.
Okay.
Like, no, and that's why I don't like about that argument. That's all I'm saying.
That's fine, but that's other people. We have established on this show that
Yeah,
we
it's fair.
call
That's
it like
fair.
it
That's
is.
fair. I just want people to truly know that, like, I'm not going to always blame studio interference for shit. Because,
And
like, in
we
this
don't.
situation, I feel it helped. They meddled, tried to hurt this movie, but I think it helped this movie way more.
But see, the way you say it's helping is
This movie, this specific movie only, not all movies.
Helps, but it doesn't mean that it was a good thing for them to do.
Yes, I agree with that. Yes.
So that's that. You saying it helps, it makes it almost justifies their actions
for this one movie in time period. Even though, like you said earlier, Ryan Reynolds had to pay the writers, which is bullshit.
Yeah,
which is straight bullshit.
But their actions aren't justified. That's my whole point. That's what I'm taking problem with your take on their did it. Sure, the movie succeeded despite the
movie. Yes, I'll give you that. Yes. I miss having arguments with you, TJ. I can give you that though. But you have to understand like why they would be like afraid to like pave the way for rated R superhero films. Like it hasn't been done yet properly. Like they saw how bad Deadpool was in the last.
I get it from a certain point, but at the same time, you're fucking billionaires as it is. Was it really that much of a risk?
Risk. Don't get political, TJ.
Is it really that hard to risk?
They've earned their money and they get to keep their money.
They're going to make another ridiculous movie that doesn't make any money for using the same formula over and over again and it fails over and over again. They'll waste money on that garbage that never works, even though it's been proven over and over again it doesn't work, but they won't take a risk on something else.
Not fair because
stupid.
The Fast and Furious franchise is garbage. That makes buku bucks. The Transformers series is buku bad, but that makes buku bucks.
How many garbage romantic comedies are out there, or how much
they still make a profit somehow, especially in DVD sales or streaming sales. Like, okay, this movie costs $50 million to make, but streaming and DVD sales, it made $100 million total, plus the theater, like all together. Like, we made a profit.
I'm just saying, there's way more movies that they take chances on that follow the same garbage formulas in all different genres that always fail, that never work.
Yes.
That they always take a chance on,
but they make money on though. Like they could be like straight to DVD, straight to video, straight to Hallmark stuff. Like that shit's terrible. But like, I'm just saying, it makes sure, but it's not making them all the money and all the profits. It makes money slowly, and this wasn't a guarantee going to be hit.
And they could have
weird. And why did this movie hit too? Because the marketing was so viral and everywhere, and they pushed the shit.
I understand
just because they knew this is going to be a risky movie.
Just as a straight line superhero movie, with Ryan Reynolds in it, it would have.
And the past two failed. That he started, or not started, but started Green Lantern failed. He was Deadpool before that did bad. And was he another one or no? He was never like anything else. So yeah, he's been in movies before superhero wise, and they were not good.
But X-Men Wolverine Origins and Green Lantern, despite their canon, also made money.
Yeah, but not enough for him to star in this as a rated R bad character. Like this is like, again, rated R movies don't make a lot of money. Those movies didn't make a lot of money, and now we're gonna do him of this. We got to really push this hard, and that's why they didn't give him the budget.
Well, that's my whole point.
That's why they didn't give him the budget, because like all these reasons like not to give him the budget, like there's nothing in his favor right now.
I'm just saying there is way more garbage with less talent that they put in that stuff than they could have. There's no reason for them to give them at least $60 million.
There is lots of reasons why, and I get why. Like this wasn't supposed to be made in the first place, and the fact that stuff got
If you were an executive, would you have taken a chance on this movie?
Hindsight, obviously yes. In the moment, probably not.
I would have.
The test footage that got leaked got famous because people like
I would have done it beforehand. You know why?
Because you're a comic book nerd. That's why.
No, because fucking Avengers just made $1 billion 3 weeks.
Is this like Avengers at all, TJ?
No, but
exactly.
This is a spin-off of a much bigger brand of heroes, and this is another character, and if he happens to pull off, we can roll him into the X-Men and make this a big series if it works.
So would you have put $100 million into this of your money?
No, but I would have thrown 60 at it.
Oh, that's TJ. Come on.
I would have gave them the budget and not a week beforehand say, I'm taking $10 million.
I know. I would have been nervous. Like, I don't know, man. You're saying this because hindsight-wise, obviously this movie
No,
did so well. It's
I'm not.
weird this movie did so well.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying this is right in the height of superhero movies, and almost no superhero movies.
Hold on, Avengers didn't come out like a week before. This was like what, years before this, right?
No, the fucking
Ultron, right?
Ultron just came out not like last year.
Yeah, but and that wasn't like, remember, that wasn't like, it did money, but it didn't do like,
It made the money. It made $1 billion.
yeah. But remember, you're not. This is Sony, right? Who did this one?
This is Fox.
Fox. Yeah, Fox. I'm sorry, it's Fox. Yeah, they're not Marvel.
Yeah, I know, but everybody's making superhero movies. Like,
Yeah.
Look how garbage Batman v Superman was.
Yes.
And look how much money that made.
Yes, because this is Batman. Remember, this is also an unknown character. An origin of an unknown. Like, this is so many things against this movie.
How about the Suicide Squad? No one knows those characters.
Yeah.
Look how much money that made. And that was
because Harley Quinn and Joker were pushed, and that's why. Oh, guys, Joker's in this. He's Batman guy.
Matter.
It matters enough more than Deadpool. Who the f*** is Deadpool?
What was the other one that released? Fucking
Captain America Civil War. That's Captain America Civil War. That's related to all that.
Ant-Man.
Was that this year?
Ant-Man made money.
Barely.
But it made money. Like every
but also, that's part of the whole thing, though. This is Deadpool, who's not a part of that, from a different studio.
Every superhero movie, I'm saying every superhero movie, except for one, has makes at least a baseline profit.
Yes.
So there is no reason to not worry about it.
There's a lot to story about this movie specifically. There's a lot of reasons why.
I'm just saying, of all the garbage that came out that year, and that this is I'm
have to disagree with you on this. I'm sorry. I have to disagree with you.
You can disagree with me. My whole point is the studio is bad.
And yes.
That's what I was getting at.
I know. Trust me, I know.
I'm just counteracting your defenses of the
I'm just saying
studio.
People hate on them too much. It was my whole Jeff Bezos thing. Like,
I
don't agree with the shit's going on. I don't like the studios, but like, sometimes they're okay.
If they do nothing but do bad things, they deserve the hate.
Sometimes
they don't get the benefit of the doubt if you keep doing the same bad things over and over again.
But the hate's gotta be just. That's all. And when they do some good things, I'm not saying praise it for the good things that they're like, okay, the studio got that thing right. This thing, in this instance, they f*** this movie over, and this movie somehow still
again though. You're arguing with me, who doesn't do that.
But do what?
Who doesn't just blame them for wrong things.
I know, but I'm saying this since we're recording this is going out to the public, I want them to understand why I'm arguing against your argument.
Which makes no sense because it's me.
I know, but like I want people who hear this to understand, like, okay, maybe we do. I'm not saying don't hate the studio, hate the studios, but like hate them justly. That's all. Don't hate them for all the bad things. Because again, I want you to blame bad directing and bad
call out what needs to be called out.
But people always most often than not blame the studios. It's like, no, there's some bad talent behind this isn't helping either. This movie is so successful because the studio had no help in it, but just everyone else behind the scenes. That's why this movie did great. But again, just other instances, I think the studios get hated on.
I don't know why you're bringing in all other instances when that wasn't the case in this one.
Because
it's not a good argument to bring up in this particular instance.
The studios try to this. I don't think they tried to this. They were just being, that's what they delved into. I just think they're just trying to be safe. Like, listen, guys, I want my monies, and we just don't think this is good for us some monies.
It's still a dick move to pull the fund in a week before they're about to do
I'm not going to say it's not a dick move, but like I get why they did it. That's all I'm saying.
No, doing it on a week before, that's sabotage. That isn't like, if you're going to pool funding, all right, look, we were going to do this, and you do it like months in advance, like you know when they're going to do it, all of a sudden say, oh no, we're pooling budget, you have to cut $10 million out of your script now.
Yeah, no, you don't. But like, I get why they did it.
That's pure sabotage.
Yes, I can agree. They tried f***ing this movie, and then like, oh, you're going to try to fix the script while filming. We're not going to pay those people, even though it took money out of your budget. Like that's f***ery. And I can agree with that. I see that, and I agree with that. I'm not going to argue. I definitely agree with that.
Okay, can we move on then?
Hey, I don't know. Can we, TJ? Mister, I got to argue everything for no reason.
You're the one that started this.
I don't know how it started. What were we talking about? Behind the scenes? How we get here?
Because that was part of the behind the scenes.
But what was it? Just them taking the money away?
Yeah.
No, it was something else.
Doesn't care. Moving on. There's obviously a sequel to this movie, But I do want to talk about. We'll get to that when that comes out. So
Oh, that's why I was about to go back to the argument real quick. It's a business, so of course we're going to try capital, like get the minimum, get the most out of it. It's a business.
That's such a poor argument.
Why is that a poor argument? It's a business. I'm not saying that's I'm pro that. It's just like that. I get why they do the things they do.
People say all businesses is about making money. Well, you know how you make money? By making your customers happy.
Ideally, yeah, but we're such a late stage capitalism.
If you're going to sell your product, if you got to sell your product, in order to do that, sell your product, you got to be good. It has to be a good product, and people are willing to buy it. And if you keep doing stupid garbage over and over again, no one's going to do that. It's bad business, actually.
I can agree with that, but for some reason, it's working for them, and it worked for this movie. So, if we go behind the scenes on the sequel, if we go behind the scenes on the sequel, and they realize they took $20 million out of the budget this time, it only had $40 million budget. I wonder why, because it worked so well for the first one.
There's no way. There's no way they did. The next movie probably has a $200 million.
No, for
budget.
sure. But I'm saying if that were to happen, we can't be surprised at why they did it because it worked for the first one. So why not do it again? Yeah, they didn't. But if they would have, it makes sense.
It wouldn't have happened because there was no way. Because now at this point, Ryan Reynolds is like, I got fucking you over a barrel. Look how much money I just making now. And if all I got to do is say, look, the studio's doing this, and now how much bad press that is.
And they're like, suck my dick. You signed a fucking contract, you dumb asshole. You do 3 movies with us, or we're gonna sue the shit out of you. Because we're a studio, we have good lawyers. They won't give a shit. Again, it's a business. You sign the contract. You can badmouth us all you want in the movie. Go for it. It's a character. People are gonna eat up. They're gonna buy those fucking tickets, dickhead.
No,
because that's what studios think, man.
No. You're so wrong.
Nah, because remember, he probably signed a contract. Like, I do Deadpool X amount of times for them.
Knowing them, they thought this movie was gonna bomb, so they probably signed up for 1 movie.
Maybe.
You're the one that said it themselves.
Maybe there was a 2. Maybe it's a 2 movie contract. Like, they're probably thinking, just in case it does good, you come back for 1 character, or maybe even then, like, was he gonna walk? They own the rights to Deadpool. Okay, we'll cast him. We're so cocky like that because we're studios and we're bad. Going to your argument, well, we'll cast him, and they'll try to find a shitty Ryan Reynolds knockoff to recast Deadpool, and they'll do terrible. They'll be like, we'll come back for the 3rd movie of our legs, our tail between our legs, give him all the creative control and all the shit. Please make Deadpool 3 good. Talk shit on us. Talk shit on your last guy. And it'd be great. So they would have somehow done justice in the 3rd movie. Well, I'm right with that, right? They would have tried replacing him because that's what studios do. They would have gotten like Ben Affleck or someone else, Brad Pitt. Like, this guy will work, right?
And the movie would have bombed.
For sure. But they don't know that because they're studios. They're like they said, they're all Wall Street fat cats. Like, I don't know, do this, but different actor.
He had him over a barrel.
I don't think. Yeah, you're giving way too much credit to that actor. Nah, you're giving way too much credit.
I'm not just him, the director, and all the rest of the cast.
Do you think the studios do not give a shit? We own Deadpool. We'll make another one of different people. We don't give a shit.
Especially at that point in time where Fox was desperate to have a superhero franchise that was successful because X-Men kept failing.
Yeah.
So now they got
it kept failing, but they kept making money though, right?
Not really.
Maybe.
No, the freaking Wolverine movie made like nothing.
No, but the logo's coming out soon, right? After this.
That's after this. Then.
Yeah.
That's only because of the success of this.
But they still could have had really bad blood afterwards. In this hypothetical world, I'm saying. Like, I think you're giving too much credit to Ryan Reynolds and his power of this movie. I think you're giving way too much credit.
I'm giving Ryan Reynolds and the rest of the cast that worked on it more power than you would think they would have.
No, that's what I'm saying. You're giving them more power, and I think you're giving. I am too cynical. Like, I think the studios are like, whatever. We'll recast you and we'll hire new directors. We don't give a shit. That movie would have done bad. That movie would have done terrible.
And it would have been done terrible, yes. And then they would have been. Then we would never see Deadpool again.
We would, because they would go back to Ryan Reynolds like, listen.
No, we would because Marvel buys Fox in like
that too
4 years, and then Disney's like, come back, Ryan Reynolds, we need you.
That too, but I think that would have happened. I think somehow we would have seen Ryan Reynolds in it again. But that second movie in the My Hypothetical World would have been so bad. There's like either would have ruined Fox, or they would have come back to Ryan Reynolds like, listen, you're right.
I'm not denying the fact that they would have been stupid and like, f*** you, but I'm also saying it would have been the worst decision they ever made. And some people at Fox, I would have to assume or know what they're doing and knew that was a bad idea. But so that's why I'm saying
enough at the power level been like able to stop it. Like, we shouldn't do this, guys. I think there have been those people, but people were up top like, we own Deadpool. First one did so good. Ryan Reynolds didn't make the movie.
Like,
Don't have that mindset.
I'm saying because of the success, yes, they were like, we're gonna give you what you want next time around.
Yes.
I'm not even sure what the original argument was.
You said that, kind of threw me for a loop. Like, I agree with that. So, like, why were we arguing?
I don't know. I don't remember what the argument was.
Damn it. Anyways, behind the scenes.
Anyway, I tried to move on.
I know. I just want to put that point out there. Like, I just think as a business, that's what it was. As a business, they were trying to find.
Oh, and I was like, that's not businesses. Not just money making machines. There's a reason you have to do certain things for be a successful business.
I agree with that, but like,
anyway, I just wanted to talk about Deadpool 3.
Oh, god damn, yeah.
And apparently it's supposed to be co-starred with Hugh Jackman, so that should be pretty cool.
Although, it's the more we see and hear about this movie, I'm getting less excited for it.
I haven't really heard anything about it.
Well,
other than Hugh Jackman that's in it.
Yeah, and I wish, again, me going back to my old cynical bullshit Marcus thing, I wish they didn't have to tell us this. I would like to have that as a secret. I don't need... They could have said, hey, we might have...
There's no way that would have been kept a secret. Especially if he's a big part of it.
But like, how cool would it have been, though? I just missed those days of like, oh, guys, go see this because there's someone in this you're going to want to see. I've talked about.
For a fact that even if they manage to keep it secret, the next day you'll be spoiled.
Most likely, yes.
So what difference does it make?
Because I just wish the studios didn't feel like they had to say it. That's all.
Well, they have to say it because they have the internet now. Everything gets fucking spoiled within 3 seconds of it. I know. That's my whole point. So why bother?
Also, goes back to money-wise. Like, hey, guys, Hugh Jackman's in it, so it makes you want to come see it the first week, too.
It's like, why would we risk letting the internet spoil something? Well, we could get our advertisement out and say, look, Hugh Jackman. That from a business standpoint, which was your argument.
I know, we just
10 minutes ago.
Guys, as a fan, that's all I'm like. I've made this argument.
As a fan, it would be neat to be surprised.
It'd be sweet to go into Ragnarok and not know there's going to be the Hulk. That's all. So it'd be sweet to go into Deadpool 3 not knowing Wolverine and the yellow suit's going to be in it. Like, it's just. Like,
I'm just saying it. I agree with you, but I'm just saying it's an unrealistic expectation in the internet age because someone's going to leak something.
No, and it is, but now you're just giving into bullshit. Because, like, if you're smart enough, if you're going to see a movie and it comes out Friday and you're going to see it on Monday, try to avoid shit on the internet for 3 days. I know. I'm asking the world of people because that's really hard. I'm not even
saying that. I'm just saying because of the way of the world these days, even if they did try to keep it a secret, I mean, these guys are filming like weeks at a time. Someone's going to see that person on set and say, oh, look, Hugh Jackman was on fucking set, so now you're spoiled even before the movie's even released.
But at the same time, like, then we're just speculating, was he there visiting? Was he there actually being filmed? Now that we're seeing set photos of him in a yellow suit, now we know for sure, we don't know the context of the movie, but we know we're going to see him in the yellow suit next to Deadpool. So we don't know the context of it, but like, now I visually know that's going to happen, so that kind of hurts me. Like, I'd rather go in thinking he's going to be, like, because we saw him on set, maybe it's going to be in or not. We don't know. And then we see that scene, like, oh, shit. I
disagree.
That's just me being a purist. Like, I missed all
I know.
That's all.
I think it's just it's just the problem with modern culture these days.
It is. That's why trailers are made the way they are now. They guys tell you things. Like, again, if I went to Ragnarok not knowing...
All I'm saying is, if I was the executive in charge of those trailers, I'd do the same thing.
Oh, exactly. And I get it. I hate it, but I understand why they do it. Feed me the shit so you're going to put my ass in the seat. I get why they do it. But going into it not knowing, that'd be like, oh my God, they actually did the thing.
But you got to kind of give away the big spoilers these days. But that doesn't mean you can't hide the smaller stuff.
For sure.
Behind them, so
for sure,
no,
like you're going in and they spoiled Hulk's in it, sure, but they're not gonna spoil the whole plot. I just like that surprise of like, oh shit, he's in this. I want that, not going in like, oh, this scene's gonna happen. Then it happens.
You still get that on a smaller scale, though.
Yeah, but I want the big, like, shit, they got that guy in it. Like, that's cool.
Unless that character hasn't been established before, I don't think it's possible.
I think it is. If in the Justice League movies, Batman's gone for some reason. He don't show him up, but he shows up in the third act. I'm like, oh shit! But they tease that in the trailer, like, okay, now he's going to show up in the movie sometime. We're in the third act, so he's got to be here somewhere. Oh, there he is. Cool, he's here. He came in a cool way, but I wish I had oh, no way. That's all.
I mean, I only think that works is if they didn't have Batman cast already. You know what I mean? Like if it was a complete and utter surprise, like this is a brand new Batman.
Well,
I don't think if it's like, oh, this guy's already cast as Batman. We know he's going to show up somewhere. So
yeah, but again, you don't tell people he's cast as Batman. Like, oh, you hide.
well, that's what I mean. But you need to like
you pre-plan it and you hide it. Like you keep
Right.
it on the lock. No one knew the Hulk was going to be in Thor Ragnarok until we saw the trailer, and then everyone
Sure.
like, oh, he's in this. If they didn't say that in the trailer, or the Spider-Man in the Civil War, no one knew he was going to be in there. We know they bought the rights to him, so he's going to be in it sometime down the line. We don't know when, but we saw the trailer. I was like, it was a great trailer moment. Like, oh, that's awesome. But I think of a better moment in the theater, seeing that happen at that moment in the movie. Like, oh, they got Peter Parker. Like,
sure, but
I think it just drops it from the movie, and that's like
again. But here's the problem.
Yeah.
Like even in that Spider-Man instance, the moment that they got that deal, it was news everywhere,
as it should be. But then we're just like, is it going to be his own movie? Or is it going to be in civil? Like, we don't know what's going to happen. So I think that blue ball is Cocktease part of it's great. But then to show us it and I'm like, oh, he's going to be in this. Yeah, it's going to draw seats, and I get that's why they're doing it. They want the money the first week, because that's going to help them make the next move. I understand that. But I just think as a fan service point, like, I want the surprise.
Fan service point coming from the guy who...
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into the last thing in behind the scenes here. We got one more thing to go through in the behind the scenes, which is the most lengthy part of behind the scenes, because this movie won a bunch of awards.
Oh my God, did it really?
Yeah.
I mean, it earned it, so good. Where's
won
the section at?
15 awards.
Oh, that's not bad.
It won the MTV Movie and TV Awards for Best Comedic Performance. Can you guess who won? Can you guess who won that?
The Weasel guy.
Nope, Ryan Reynolds.
Damn.
They also won for Best Fight, Ryan Reynolds versus Ed Skirin.
Best fight?
Yeah, Best Fight.
No.
What other movies are we covering?
Captain America Civil War.
Oh.
Yeah,
no.
So no.
No.
That's just a fucking end fight between the three of them? Nah.
Yeah, no, that's wrong.
I respect that, but nah. And Best Villain was nominated? Kiss my ass. Come on, Bucky.
All right, so it also won 2 Golden Trailer Awards, which I can see.
Yeah.
It won for Best Action Award for whatever Dom Triel E Power Red Online is, and for Best Music in Trailer B Power Red, whatever that is.
Yeah, that's gibberish.
It also won a Teen Choice Award for Action Adventure Movie. Deadpool won that. And it also
over like those other superhero movies that came out, Civil War? Like, really?
These are teens that chose this.
Oh. Okay, next.
It also won a Teen Choice Award for Best Hissy Fit. I guess that's a freaking category. Ryan Reynolds.
The following is a list of Teen Choice Awards winners and nominees for Choice Hissy Fit. This award is to actors of any gender for the performance of an on-screen meltdown, and is chosen by 13 and 19-year-olds. Okay. From its inception in 1999, this award is together. And you know what? I will give them that, because the scene they're probably talking about is the scene when Colossus stops him from killing the bad guy, and so he's just breaking his limbs on Colossus.
Yeah, probably.
I laughed out loud so hard at that scene. Like, damn, that's funny. I forgot about this.
It also won awards that I don't think we've covered yet. The Grand Clio Key Art Awards.
What?
The Grand Clio Key Art Awards.
These are awards by Clio what's Clio?
Oh.
That recognizes excellence in marketing, and communications. That makes sense across the entertainment industry, i.e., the industry of film, television, live entertainment, and game. That makes sense. This, like I told you in the argument we had, one of the arguments. I don't know. This movie pushed so much.
So it won Best Out of Home Marketing Award for an emoji billboard.
Okay.
And Best Integrated.
Oh.
And the Best Integrated Marketing Campaign Award for the movie Deadpool itself.
Okay, cute.
It also won 2 Critic Choice Awards for Best Comedy and Best Actor in a Comedy, Ryan Reynolds.
Nice.
Deadpool. So, I mean, that makes sense. It also won 2 People's Choice Awards for Favorite Movie Actor, Ryan Reynolds. Makes sense. And Favorite Action Movie. I mean, it's a People Choice Award, so doesn't really matter. Deadpool.
And honestly, like you're saying this, I probably would say this is my favorite movie this year. Although, I don't know, man, Civil War. Once we get to Civil War, I might have to readjust this. But Civil War, compared to this.
It also won for All Deaf Movie Awards and All Deaf Movie Awards. I don't know what that is.
DEF. Russell Wendell Simmons.
Def Jam?
I guess, as an American entrepreneur, writer, He co-founded the hip-hop label Def Jam Records, yeah.
but it won the best superhero token sidekick for Leslie Uggams. It also won an ICG Publicist Award.
International Cinematographers Guild. Really? Okay.
For a Maxwell Weinberg. They won. Deadpool won the Maxwell Weinberg Award. Whoever she was.
It's not highlights. I can't tell you.
It won an Empire Award for Best Screenplay.
Really?
And then it won a Saturn Award for Best Actor. And that's all the awards it won.
Nice.
So it was nominated for 60, if you're curious.
Oh, you didn't count this time? I actually looked at the thing.
Yeah, I didn't know it was there last time.
I know.
And that's it.
That's it?
That's that.
Anything else before we start talking about the movie?
I did get one trailer.
Oh, what? Is it Civil War?
No.
No, because this is Sony, right?
This is Fox.
Fox. It's X-Men?
Yep, I got a trailer for X-Men Apocalypse.
Oh, God.
You know what was odd about this? I have a DVD of this one.
Yeah.
And usually when you put a DVD in, it makes you go through all the trailers and stuff.
Yeah.
This one went right to the main menu. I had to go into the sneak peeks area to find the trailer, and it was only this trailer. And for HD digital library. So yeah, it was odd that they put no advertisements in it. So
I wonder.
You would think after after the success of this movie, they would put a bunch of trailers in because you would figure people bought it, right?
Yeah. So I'm sorry. You're talking. I was looking at the Deadpool 2 and just going through my favorite actresses in it. So I was just admiring her. I'm so sorry. In a non-weird way, I was going through her filmography. I'm sorry. But yeah, everything you're saying, I agree with. Zazie Bates.
Your turn.
Gosh, she's so beautiful. That's the behind the scenes. That's the box office. That's the trailers. And I think that's our cue to start the review. That's so dumb. I hate myself for that. Oh, well, we'll keep saying that now, TJ. That's our cue to start the review. That's really cute. TJ, this is a good movie. I really enjoyed it, but this movie's told in a back and forth kind of bullshit way, which I really hate. And not as a review standpoint, but just in a movie standpoint. Well, I get why they did it, because,
Yeah, they had to get the origin in there.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just felt like the origin was a different movie.
Yes. So the straightforward origin's very one tone. And then the current day shit's very another tone. But it kind of mixes. I
don't know. I was a little bored by when they went back to the origin. Some of it was pretty good, but most of the time it was just it felt like a waste of time.
And I think they knew that going in, just because it's just so generic. Guy falls in love with a girl. He gets cancer. He's going to die. He goes tries fixing it. It gets worse with his cure. Because the cure is we could beat the shit out of you to make it find out what your mutation is, Wade Wilson. And it triggers a mutation, which is mortality, apparently. Or what's his power? Just recovering?
He's got Wolverine powers.
Okay, yeah. And he's a smartass, too. And that's his whole origin. And then he's a Deadpool now. But he gets really ugly. So he can't tell his girlfriend because he's very vain and he's ashamed and he disappeared for a little bit. And that's the whole origin. That's the whole back and forth part. And the current day shit is he wants the guy who hurt him and who cured him of his thing. His name's Francis. He's the bad guy because why?
What?
He's the bad guy because he's just a bad guy?
He's giving people powers and selling them. He's an arms dealer, essentially.
Okay, I guess. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, so
they open up with an arms deal.
Yeah. Also, Francis says to Deadpool, "I have a cure." Does it? That's a twist. So yeah, Deadpool just trying to get to Francis the whole time and just kill him and shit like that. And that's pretty much the movie until you get to the end. And there's a big fight. Francis has a cure, and Deadpool kills him.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's where we're going with, huh?
I mean, yeah, sure. But that's the baseline of the movie. We're introduced to Colossus. We're introduced to Ryan Reynolds, like I said, love interest, Vanessa, who is just, I like having sex. And I'm complicated?
Well, I mean, she's not really a dancer, but she got herself out of the trap and stuff. So.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not the answer. I'm saying she's I don't know, is she a good character? She's not bad. I think most of the characterization...
She's not in it enough to be really anything.
That's fair. I think most characters...
She's actually very distracting to me.
Oh, why?
Because I know her from Gotham.
Oh, okay.
She's Dr. Leslie Thompson in Gotham TV show, and she's a big part of that show, and I'm like, she's nobody in this.
Gotcha.
I mean, I think her character is from the
comics?
Well, maybe not. She might just maybe made it for this. Because now that I think about it, I think she's Copycat. Apparently,
Oh,
She's from X Force,
huh.
but she's not. I don't think she's like canon. She did fall in love. Okay, with Blake Wilson. Okay, I haven't read enough about that.
Deadpool.
Like from the little that I've read of Deadpool, he was like marrying some demon lady or was it Death or something like that. He was married to, but apparently, yeah. So apparently she was in 1993. This was the early 90s. This is where Deadpool was just a villain, I think.
Okay.
Before he became fourth wall breaking, when he was just a bland character, when he was just a life out character.
That makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, okay, that makes more sense. Makes sense. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Visually, this movie is really great. The action is great. The comedy is for children, but I'm a man-child, and I really enjoyed it. I laughed out loud a few times in this movie, like I said previously.
Yeah, maybe laugh a couple of times, but that wasn't like all the time.
No. There were some points where I was like, yes, for kids. This is for kids, for sure.
Yeah, like the gratuitous death scenes. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. My first time watching, when I first saw this, I definitely was like, this is fantastic. And because it's like a fresher breath there.
I mean, it's because,
breath of fresh air. There we go. Breath of fresh air.
I mean, a Deadpool should be murdering people left and right. It's just, I don't know, there was something about, like, right in the beginning where the whole 12 bullets thing, that feels like it should, like, I've seen that in him killing people with 12 bullets, but like
just that
trope. Like I seen it in Leverage, the TV show.
Yeah.
Like the guy going in and beating this number of people at the end of it, and it feels also like a very Western thing to do, where it's like I got this many bullets. I got this many bullets. I got to take down this many guys in this many seconds. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but what's wrong with that though? I liked it.
It just felt for a guy supposed to be original and fourth wall breaking. It felt very tropey.
No, I give you that.
You know, what I mean?
I had no issue with that, but I can see where you're coming from. I get
so like, and that's kind of what my problem is. Like, I'm not saying it's bad by any means, but it just felt like paint by numbers, fourth wall breaking. You know what I mean? This is like, these are all the things Deadpool needs to do, which is fine because you need to do it because it's the first movie and it's Deadpool, but it didn't feel inspired.
I'll give you that. I guess the first time I saw this, I did feel inspired because you don't see it often. But going back critically like this, like the fourth wall breaks, aren't as often as I expected.
No.
But, and also, like you said, they're not like, oh, that was innovative. He like froze the screen and did something weird. Whatever he would do in the comics. So, yeah, I'll give you that. He just looks
like I said, the whole origin is not Deadpool. It's just him before he was Deadpool. So it's just like, it's almost a generic superhero movie at that point.
Yes.
And it takes up a lot of the movie.
Yes, it does.
Because we start off in the beginning, but then we stop like twice.
Yes.
To go back and forth, and it's just like this whole beginning part of the movie feels kind of like why am I... This is boring.
Which is why I hate that gimmick of going back and forth, because it's clearly not a strong thing to have linearly. So they gotta splice it like this. And so if you were to like edit it the other way, like you can tell why they did it this way.
But
that's why
they also have a generic villain.
Yeah, very. Again, every character in this, they're very like just generically that character.
I will give them this. I remember his name.
Well, yeah.
But like, I remember his real name. Do you know what his name he was going by was?
Ajax.
Do you know it? Ajax?
Ajax.
So, but like, how many people know him by Ajax?
No, exactly.
No one's going to remember that name.
Well, what's his sidekick's name?
Angel Dust, but you're asking the wrong person.
That too, yeah.
My memory is pretty solid.
What, did they say that name once in this movie?
He calls her Angel. In the very beginning,
okay,
when they first introduced her, but they never call her Angel Dust at all. So I only know that because I read the credits.
Okay. Did they ever say Weasel's name in this movie? And I get like normally you don't say someone's name in the conversation, so it's just movies standards. Did they ever say his name? Did they ever say like they say Vanessa's name? Like
I don't remember him. I thought they just called it. I never heard him call him Weasel. But maybe he did.
I would hope so, because again, I just feel like most of these characters are just like, oh, this is that kind of character here, and that's it. Which is fine. I'm not trying to break the dream at the wheel or anything like that, but
I mean, Weasel is a character from the Deadpool comics.
Yeah, I know. But like, you know, I hear him say, "Hey, Weasel," or whatever.
He might have when he walked in the first time, but I didn't catch it.
Okay, there was too much blowjobs.
Yeah. So like right in that.
Oh, here's a complaint for me. Another one. So the first 5 minutes of his opening scene is him doing his. Oh, hold on. The first. What is it? The first scene is what? Oh, him the car ride, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which I thought I get why they're setting everything up and et cetera, and introduce this character. But then it cuts to him sitting on the bridge. I think it should have opened up there because that's a sequence that was released and spoiled and which got the movie made.
In the cab?
No, right after the cab, he's sitting on the bridge playing.
Oh yeah, it should have probably opened up there.
Yeah, and that's also the sequence that got teased out and which made the movie happen.
Right.
It just if it felt like that's where it should open up at. That's a small nitpicky complaint. But I think again, visually and like all the action and all the shit in this movie, I think the limitations helped out a lot.
And you know what? Rewatching the end fighting scene, it wasn't very that inspired either. Like that whole setting felt like, you know what it felt like? It felt like they were filming on the leftover set from an Avengers movie.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Is it really?
Yeah, that's they don't have the rights, obviously, but that's clearly one of the carriers.
That's what it felt like. It felt like it was a helicarrier. Yes. I didn't realize that was a nod, but I felt like they were literally just reusing someone else's movie.
Well, no, but they clearly they did that for that reason.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Yeah. That's what that is. Yeah. Oh, Vanessa dies at the end. There's no way she does not live through that fall, right?
I mean, she got hit in the face by Colossus several times, so
Vanessa?
Maybe. Oh, Vanessa?
Yeah,
I thought you were talking about Angel.
See, yeah, they're interchangeable. No, Deadpool's girl, she's dead. Because when he pulls her off the thing and they fall, like
I don't know. I don't know how strong that fucking tank thing is.
But like even then, she's falling around 200 feet, 300 feet, probably 500, and she's loosing that thing. Like there's a sudden stop, she's dead.
I don't know if Indiana Jones can survive in a refrigerator or a nuclear explosion.
Yeah, that's some bullshit too.
I'm just saying.
We're not reviewing that now, are we?
I actually don't know the physics behind it. Like it depends on what the thing is made of, and if she is, and true, she's jostling around, but she's not being thrown around a lot.
There's a sudden stop though, too. Like from that height and that distance, that thing's high up there. And I'm looking at it right now. She's dead. She's dead. You put me in a barrel and push me over the waterfalls of Niagara Falls, I'm dead. Most likely.
Not necessarily. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Like, it depends. It depends on how much space you have in that room. Like, if you're, like, stuck, like, down and it hits, like, I don't know. It depends.
Yes, it's a possibility she could live, but no, it's a small possibility, I would say.
I mean, like, in reality, there's a small possibility, sure, but it's a superhero film.
No, I know, but trust me, I know.
So it's like,
shop and still look, I get it.
We see this guy cut off his hand and regrow it, so it's like, that's like the least.
That's the herb rules.
But I mean, we're in a world where a guy turns into metal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Rules don't really matter in this type of world.
I get it, but at the same time, every character has their own rules. And she's, as far as it as an average human, she should probably be dead, if not severely hurt.
No, like I said, that thing can be super...
severely hurt. I don't care where you're in. If you're falling X amount of feet, you're going to get hurt and or die.
Like I said, it depends on what that thing is made of.
I could be in the best still coffin casket suitable thing with the most cushion that's going to cover my body. If they push me off a skyscraper, I'm going to fucking die because that sudden stop with all that velocity and free fall.
You don't know it was a sudden impact. You don't know if it was a sudden stop. Maybe she bounced off a few things before it fell to the ground.
But they didn't show us that, so it's just like.
But they didn't show it to us exactly. So you don't know.
No, she's dead. In my head canon, she's dead.
But she's not dead because apparently she lives.
Yeah, for some dumb reason. But yeah. Oh, Hugh Jackman's cameo is what is it? He's a paper. He's
the world's sexiest man on one of the magazines.
Oh, Stan Lee's DJ at strip club.
He sure is.
Yeah. But yeah, Deadpool. But again, I complain about it a lot, but I do truly think this is one of the best movies I've seen in a while. Probably my top 5 of the whole so far.
Of the ones we've watched, it's not a very strong list.
I know. I know. But I would say it's probably top 5. I don't know what else is up there, but I know I gave like high ratings to like a few things, but it's gonna be up there.
I don't know. I mean, we can like the last movie. Well, Fantastic Four was garbage, but
Batman, Fantastic.
We had Ant-Man, Age of Ultron, Guardians of the Galaxy.
That was up there. Guardians.
Days of Future Past was actually pretty good too.
Yeah, that was my.
We also liked Amazing Spider-Man 2. Winter Soldier was probably our favorite.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's some competition.
No, I know, but like I think it's probably like number 5 of the top 5 of the ones we've reviewed so far. I don't think any animated movie for me was in the top 5 at all. So.
No, the animated movies were not.
Yeah.
They are honestly, they have been the biggest letdown.
Yes, that's why I keep dreading seeing them on the list. But like, even the best one was probably a 7 or 8, probably for me. Maybe a 7.
Yeah, I mean,
But-
there hasn't been.
Yeah, like a breathtaking, like, oh, this random movie did it until Spider-Verse comes out. Then that's where I change my.
I mean, we'll see.
I know it's gonna be my top movie. But yeah, so I guess we're good in the ratings of this movie.
I mean, I guess.
Do you have anything else you want to say review wise?
No, I didn't have anything to say. I mean,
I guess it's a detriment to this movie. It's not much to say about it.
there's not much to say to the movie. It wasn't as good as I remembered it.
Really?
Yeah.
I would say it was just as good, if not better, than I remembered.
I think it was held up on the fact that it was an R-rated movie and that the things that they were able to show in a superhero movie at that time, but was allowed us to overlook the things that weren't so great about it.
Yes, I can agree.
Because like half that movie is the origin and half the movie isn't that great.
No, I can agree with that. But I think at the same time, like, even though that ain't great origin, isn't bad.
No, it's not bad. It's just boring.
It is boring.
Sometimes boring is worse than bad.
No, you go side to side that goddamn argument and statement. But I think like the origin helps set up like we
That's
see
why I said
Deadpool.
sometimes.
What?
That's why I said sometimes.
I think that like the origin shows that Deadpool is a mark with the mouth, right? He does have a soft spot for certain people and certain things. We see how he loves Vanessa and like his true infatuation with her. I like that. His friendships, the camaraderie of Weasel and all the characters. I just like the characterizations, but again, they're not strong characterizations. Mainly because it's all about him. So.
It just feels like this movie did the bare minimum it needed to establish what the character is.
What else would you have wanted, though?
I don't know. I think I'm also blending in Deadpool 2 with what I remembered from this movie, and I think that movie got it across what Deadpool actually is better.
Oh, really? See, I thought different. I didn't care for that one as much as I would care for this, but I'm not judging that one, so I just thought that.
This one is like, there's not enough Deadpool in it.
Is it too much of a serious tone for you? And not I think
there's too much of a serious tone combined with a generic villain that I don't care about. Yeah. And it's just like, okay, so all we're holding up here is on Deadpool, which is good, which is the best part of the movie, and you know, the X-Men stuff, which was funny, but it's just like everything else around it is kind of bland, and it's just like, you can only get so far on the good things that you have, you know?
I see, like, you're saying things I can't argue with because you're completely stating facts. Like, I'll be honest, this watching of this movie, I was watching it, but a lot of times I was on my phone. And probably most of the times, like I said, the origin shit.
It held my attention. I'm not going to say I fell asleep or anything. No. I enjoyed watching it. It was an easy watch.
Okay. Oh, it's an hour 40 something. Great. I like that. In and out.
Yeah, it was loaded. Oh, you didn't do the end credits.
Oh, and there's only one end credits. He's Ferris Bueller. He just teases, hey, Cable's going to be in it. Yeah, Cable's going to be in the second one.
I don't know. I think it needed an interesting villain. To be fair, I don't know of any Deadpool villains because I think he kills them all. But
I guess he's X-Men 2 related, right? Obviously.
Right. He's X-Men related, but he's not in the X-Men. I don't think he ever joins the X-Men. He always has his own comics.
Yeah.
Like, I read one of his runs, but it was like late 90s, early 2000s, right before they like rebooted stuff and they ended all their series.
Oh, okay.
So like, it was weird, but there wasn't like a villain that stood out. Like, there was a lot of crossovers, honestly.
Really?
But yeah. Not with just the X-Men. Like, there was issues with Captain America. I mean, because I guess they have like similar stuff happening and stuff like that.
I'll say this right now too. At the time this movie was released, I think this is the best X-Men live action related X-Men.
I really like Days of Future Past.
I know you did. Did we see that already? We did. Yeah. Yes, you did. It's a solid movie. I think I like this more than that.
No, I don't think I did. I think that one was the best X-Men movie.
Days of Future Past?
I think the next one is by far the best X-Men movie that we're going to get.
I'm going to say this is the best X-Men movie.
No, I disagree.
I will say that now. I think Logan, whenever we get to that movie, it's good. If I remember it being not great.
No, I remember that one being really good.
Yeah, I think if I recall, I remember it being like.
Yeah, but you're also stupid fan servicey at the.
No, because no, not at all. It was nothing. I think it was just like a pacing problem with that movie for me. It was like, get to the fucking point. Just get to the goddess movie. It was good. It was a good movie. I'm not denying.
Nah, I disagree. I think Logan was really good.
Well, hear me now. I think the pacing of the movie was not terrible, but like Could have been better. But this is my favorite X-Men
The
movie.
pacing in this movie is not that great either.
I agree, but like visually, this is more entertaining now. Like colorful, the action, the blood. This has more visually.
It is, but it's also a different tone.
Exactly. Whereas Logan was just like, it's get to the point.
It's going to a certain point.
Yes, and it gets there slowly. And that's fine. That's fine. But I just like of the X-Men movies, I think it's the best.
I think Logan is better than Deadpool.
And you're not wrong, because I guess technically that is better until we get to the review and see like I'm right again, like always.
I mean, again, it's been how many years? Like it came out 2017, so we're 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years now.
6 math, that.
6 years ago. It's the last time I seen Logan.
Same.
So like. And it's been 7 years since I've seen Deadpool. So, and like rewatching Deadpool, I've come out less liking this one than I did when I first watched it. So who knows? Maybe the impact has worn off, and maybe you'll come out really liking it.
For sure. Well, I surprisingly like this one just as much, if not more, this go around than my first time watching it. And that's weird to me, because I thought like I was going to come in like you, like I get it, but like it's not great. And this movie isn't great, but it's just maybe the last one we watched was what, Batman?
The last movie that we watched?
I was Batman.
That was a bad Batman movie, yeah. But actually, I hated it more than you did.
You did. I'm trying to think of the last superhero. So that one, another Batman movie, Fantastic Four, which is bad.
The last regular movie we watched, I think, was Fantastic Four.
Yes, which is bad. Before that was Justice League Gods and Monsters, which was, I don't remember. Ant-Man, I didn't care about. So this was at an era of films and Age of Ultron. I was like, solid, but like, I think that was like
the last... we were on a streak of bad movies.
Yeah, and so I remember this coming out then and now, and now it's like, this is refreshing. I needed this, so that's why I think I'm praising this higher than it should be. Like, good cussing, blood, and just dumb kid jokes. Give it to me.
Like I said, I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I just wasn't impressed by it. So I guess what I'm getting at it, and it just should. And it should have been an impressive movie.
Yes, and I will agree with that. But I think
because you know what, if it's only held up by its main character, otherwise it's just Ant-Man.
But it's a better Ant-Man
because of the character. But say if you took Deadpool out of it and it was just some other hero based on the script, it's just another comedy. It's just another Ant-Man movie.
But what they did with it, even just not just the character, but they did the blood. They did the over the top.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, but it's only because it's Deadpool.
Yes.
That it succeeded.
Yes.
And which is good. We needed Deadpool to come in and establish that. But Deadpool deserved a better script, is all I'm getting.
I can agree with that. But I think the execution of it, nonetheless, was just like...
And like you said, it's impressive what they did with what they got. Yeah. It's just... It deserved better, is all I'm getting at. And it's held down by everything around it.
Yeah, but like you saying it like that, I know I'm not going to give a low review. I don't think you're going to give it a low score. I still think it's a very solid, well put... And it basically because it's under 2 hours. That's great. And it did a lot in those 2 hours.
It's an above-average movie, of course.
So if you give this a 6, I'm really upset. I don't know. Like, I get what you're saying. It was good. It was good. I liked it a lot.
That's fine. I don't love it. I think it's a fine movie.
That's
I
fine.
think it's like, honestly, it was in my memory, held up by nostalgia.
Oh wow. Okay.
And I like Deadpool, but Deadpool has never been my favorite either.
As he shouldn't. I don't think he should.
So like coming back into it, I wasn't excited to get back into it. Like I wanted to rewatch Winter Soldier. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's just like when I thought about we're watching Deadpool, well, that's just gonna be good. And then I started remembering different pieces about it, and I was like, oh yeah, that was kind of bland.
Yeah. But see, now Miko, when I first saw this movie and versus now, same feelings I had. Like, okay, these are kind of boring parts. And these are entertaining parts, and I'm chuckling at these parts. So like, I had the same feelings I did last time I saw. Like, you know what? This is a good movie. Man.
So did I. I had the same feelings going into it.
Yeah.
But like, it lost all of the impact it had back when it first came out. You know what I mean? It lost all the blood and stuff and stuff like that, because we've come to a point where like, yeah, now this is like, we have a couple of these R-rated movies.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Do we though get to this level? Not saying we cannot count on The Boys or Invincible because that's two different. Those are different kinds of superhero stuff. But like in Marvel sense or even a DC sense, we're not going to see another movie like this in our reviews. Right?
Logan and Deadpool too.
Yeah, but those are 2 other movies, and how many more after that?
But like, what
Like,
sure. I mean,
it just sounds like you're trying to say like, oh, this movie sets a standard and every other movie hits those standards. Like, not really. Like that,
no.
like Dark Knight made movies
What
more
I'm
dark and grim dark, but this is like I don't see many.
what I'm saying is like it was refreshing at the time.
Yeah.
But now that, I've seen it a couple of times, it kind of loses that impact that it had. You know what I mean? Because if you're now looking at it, like, ooh, it's cool and stuff, it's R-rated, but it's also like, okay, that's another person dismembered. I don't care.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
I can understand that, I guess.
It's like, at its core, it's still just childish, like, gore.
Yeah.
But for gore's sake, and it's almost like, it doesn't impress me anymore. It's like at the time it was like, yeah, we needed this so we could establish this here, and it was cool seeing it on the screen. But now that I've seen it, it's just like, okay, I've seen this already. You know what I mean?
But not just not, but like, see, like, but that's like I saw that already.
But
so.
like, no, but like, what I'm saying is, now that I've already seen it, I see it for what it actually is, and what it actually is just gore for gore's sake.
And see, I'm the kind of guy who needs that. I like that.
And then, like
300 is one of my favorite movies. Like just give me breaking faces. And
the opening murders, you need that to show that he's going to kill it. But after the 30th soldier that he's murdered, then it's just gratuitous for gratuitous sake.
No, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I can't argue that.
So it's just like, it doesn't further anything for him murdering 30 guys.
No, it doesn't. But at the same time, I feel like after like murders,
the more impressive thing to me in this is when he didn't kill Bob.
Yes, I was like, oh, he didn't kill that one.
So he didn't kill that one. So that one stood out. So all the rest of it around it, it's just like, okay, now it's just like with all that worn off. Yeah. You know what I mean? The fresh, new worn off of it. It's not impressive.
And I'll add on to that. Like, it also is like he's immortal, so he's not in danger ever in this movie.
Right?
He's got no kryptonite in this movie, so like he slashes people gratuitously, like you said. And it's like he's not gonna hurt, so why do I care?
And yeah, it's gratuitous to a point, but it's not really impressive gore either.
No, I think the opening scene is.
Like the impressive, like I said, the opening scene establishes what it is.
Yeah.
But I think you can see the budget coming in with the gore too.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's just like, okay, there's a limb here and there, and he's killing people, sure, but we're not seeing the type of gore that would be impressive enough to be like, oh shit, you know what I mean?
I can agree with that. I think they blew their wad in the opening scene.
Yeah.
Justifiably, because we gotta get people watching this movie.
No, and like I said, it's not bad. Yeah. It's just...
And all the creative kills are in there. Then there's that montage later of like, oh, it's Zamboni, ha ha ha. But
I'm just saying, 7 years later, like all the fresh paint dried off, you know?
It's still enjoyable though, right?
Like, and it's enjoyable, but it's just like the things that would get it to an 8 or 9 are gone.
I don't think so, because I think like the way I'm judging it at the time period, this movie was great, so I'm gonna judge it in that sense. Overall, I still think it's great. Honestly, I'm just
judging it based on my experience of what I watched this time around.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm judging the movie based on what it is, and if I sat down and watched it today, this is the movie that I got.
Wow. So you say the paint's dry? I think the paint's still fresh on this movie.
No, I don't. I just don't agree, because like, what does it do that's original other than like
establish everything is done? It's like, hey, original in a sense of like superheroes can be this and they can be good at this, and they did it. That's original,
right? And which is why it's good in its own right. But like, as far as what they do with that, like, again, he breaks the fourth wall. He talks to us, but what do they do with that fourth wall stuff? Nothing really.
Nothing. But they show you that, oh, this is what this character can do.
Right? He can do with it, but he does nothing with it.
No.
And like, again, he murders people, but what are we doing with those murders?
But I think it also goes into, that's why we talked about the budget earlier. The budget hurts it. I think also you don't want to go too much of all that shit, because if you do, it might scare people away. Like, oh, he's breaking the fourth wall way too much, or he should jump off the screen and change the order of the movie. Whatever you could do with it, like, so you guys slowly get people into it by showing.
But I think the movie's only held up, like those scenes only stand out really because the origin stuff is so boring.
Yes,
and so stuff like that, like it's. And then the villain's so generic. So like when he's stabbing this guy, I don't really care. You know what I mean? Like, this guy's not feeling any pain either. So it's like, I know it's like this stuff, but it's like, okay, he's slashing him. It means absolutely nothing, you know?
Yes, and I agree with that. Yeah,
And it's just a lot of all those things add up to, it's like, okay, I really don't care.
Yeah.
All I got is Deadpool.
Yes. Well,
And
that's the
Deadpool's
movie.
not
It's Deadpool.
right.
It's not
but,
Deadpool and Domino and sign up.
no, but like
whatever his fucking name is.
all it's giving me is Deadpool, but everything around Deadpool is boring and dull. So, like, if he's the only thing making the boring and dull thing interesting, like, what is he doing? Like, what is Deadpool doing in this movie? He's fighting a generic bad guy. How's that interesting?
But like,
he's essentially in a generic superhero plot to save his girlfriend.
Yes.
So how is that interesting?
Because he's interesting enough.
But he's interesting, and that's what makes the movie above average and good.
Yes.
But that doesn't make the movie great.
Well, I think it's like, again, I like the blood part. I like the 13-year-old.
But the blood part, the blood part wasn't that interesting either, though. I mean, it's like
opening wad, him killing the superhero the way he did at the end. Like,
sure, but that's the first
the jokes around the stuff. Like, I was finding that stuff entertaining and enjoyable for me.
First 10 minutes, and then it's all gone. And it's just like, now we're stuck in the rest of this hour and 30-minute movie that isn't that interesting.
Well, they show you, like, okay, here's the girl he likes, and they show you how much he likes her. Like, you don't care about her that much because she's, like, not main.
But again, she's generic girlfriend.
Yeah, this is a great superhero origin because it makes you like him and care about his character.
And like I said, it's not a bad movie. Yeah. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying it's not a fantastic movie.
I think it does a great job of setting up this character.
And what they will establish in the second movie, they can expand on that, sure. Yeah. But that doesn't make this movie an amazing movie.
I think it does.
I think it just makes it a good movie.
Like, what other superhero origins that we've seen that have made that character stand out like this? Ant-Man. Superman, which one?
The Christopher Reeve.
Yeah, that's not canonical anymore. Okay, let me rephrase this. In the current day cinema.
Oh, in current
day? Yeah, like the MCU and the DCE.
Iron Man.
Okay, so that's one. Give me another one.
I would argue I would argue Captain America.
Okay. Captain America, great.
I have to go through.
We got the Hulk, we got Black Widow, we have Jeremy Renner's character. I'm thinking of just Avengers right now. Batman, current day cinema? No. Aquaman? I don't care about that character that much, but they make him to that level.
Are we going past where we are?
What do you mean? Oh, I guess no. Yeah, no. I guess by this movie.
So we go up to this point. I would say Iron Man. I mean, the Hulk is screwed up for 1,000 reasons. Yeah. So Thor, not so much. I would give you that, but I would argue Captain America.
Okay.
Avengers is a sequel, technically, unless you want to count Black Widow. Black Widow was interested in her origin in Iron Man 2.
Okay, but I think if you hold him up to those characters, that's a pretty solid thing because he's like, I think he's equally as interesting.
Yeah. And okay, but those movies weren't fantastic or great either.
I think I gave them a higher rating. I gave Iron Man a higher rating because it did pave a way of like, okay, we can do this now.
Yeah,
good.
Okay, it did, and it does get points for paving the way for R-rated, but
so
it doesn't.
I think we should justify it in that way too once it comes to ratings.
But it paves the way for R-rated things, but it doesn't pave a way for a whole genre of movies like Iron Man did.
I think it did if the studios had balls to do so.
But they didn't.
But they didn't. But it could because this did really well.
But it could and really does.
Well. So like these movies did really well. Sorry, studios didn't capitalize on it.
Could and does are a different thing. Like 1,000 movies could pave the way for this way, but because they did it doesn't.
Because that goes back to the studios being studios, and now our arguments have switched because I'm now against studios in this argument. But it's like no, I'm arguing that just because something could do it, it doesn't mean it gets credit for something it didn't do. It kind of did though, because that's to say like Logan could be.
But to flip side to the argument, it only did 3 movies.
That's Logan. Yeah, I know. Yeah, for sure.
So to throw your argument back in your face,
but it doesn't though, because it just shows like they did, when they do these movies, they did it really well. And then The Boys, Invincible, which I don't want to count, but when they do the R-rated well, they do R-rated well, thanks to this movie. When they get afraid to do it, make it PG-13, you get Venoms, you get others like it.
That's just because they do it well doesn't mean there won't ever be an R-rated movie that doesn't.
No, but this helped pave the way for that. This helped justify, okay, we can do this.
But that's because the only reason why the R-rated movies are doing so well is because they know they have to write them well or they're not going to be successful.
Exactly.
But that's not because
if this movie didn't do well, they were like, we're never doing an R-rated movie again. Screw it. Like, so,
and it does get credit for that, but it doesn't mean that we can excuse its flaws either.
I'm not trying to excuse its flaws, but I'm just saying like we did the same thing with Iron Man.
It feels like you're trying to sway my score.
Goddamn
That's what it
right.
feel- it's-
Goddamn right. That's what I'm trying to. I'm trying you to do that. I'm trying to make you. But I do want you to. I want you to give me a good argument to not give this such a high score. I'm going to give this a high score, and I don't want to give this a high score.
Well, I can understand why you would come at that opinion, but like I just don't think it is,
and that's fair. But like, I want you to give me a good reason why not to give this a 9.
I think I've given you plenty of good reasons. It's just a great main character surrounded by nothing.
It's just a serviceably bland script.
Right. And because of its main character, I'll just give you my score right after that. This movie without Deadpool is a 5. It's a bland script. With Deadpool, it's a 6.
A 6? He only gives it a 1 point. Wow. Yeah, you would have different tastes, man. That's fascinating as hell.
And here's another thing, though. I didn't find the movie that funny.
Neither did I.
I found it a little funny here and there.
Yeah.
So, like, for a comedy, it's not really...
Well, for me personally, I don't think many comedies are rewatchable. There's a handful that are. I don't think this is one of those quotable. It's quotable, I guess, to a point if you're that kind of person. But like, I laughed out loud. I think at 2 scenes, whereas the first time I saw it, I chuckled at.
And like the things that like I don't find the gore that entertaining. It's like, oh, okay, I've seen one severed head. I've seen 1,000 of them. You know what I mean?
Give me them all.
So like the things that are holding you don't hold me.
That's fair.
So like the deaths don't really mean nothing. They don't add anything to the story other than the first 12 because
those are the most aspired deaths in this movie.
And other than that, it's just like, okay, I'm gonna shoot you in the head. I'm gonna cut off your arm. I'm gonna stab you with a sword. And that's another thing. The deaths start to lack creativity after a while.
Yeah, like there's that montage, but like even then, there's like some that are creative. Again, the only one I can think of was Zamboni. I don't remember how anyone else died in that montage. So there's that.
And the Zamboni one was just a joke.
Yeah,
and we didn't even see it.
No, we didn't. It's just like, I'm gonna kill you very slowly in 5 minutes.
Yeah, and then we don't see it. Yeah. And like you didn't finish the joke. You showed 1 and 2. Where's 3?
Like that would have been a great end credits for the first part of the end credits, like just gratuitous Zamboni killing.
Yeah, like, but they didn't do that.
No, like that would have been a ha hilarious joke. And you're right. So yeah, you gave it a 6 out of 10, justifiably. Yeah. You're not wrong for that. Can't argue that. I am going to give this an 8 out of 10. It's too high. And I'll say this: I first thought it was going to be a 9 out of 10. So you kind of did talk me down to an 8, but I can't go lower. So I think this did help pave the way. It was inspirational enough to make more of these and movies of like.
Yeah, and I acknowledge that, but I just don't think it's enough to bump it 2 points.
I think it is. I think it's on par of Iron Man. Like of the comic movies I would recommend, this is Iron Man level. Now, that being said, every criticism you had, I agree with. Fully so. It's just I'm more forgiving because of the gore, the rated R nature of this. And just, I don't know, just something about it just tickles my fancy.
Well, like I said, it's not like I hate this movie. I think it's a good movie.
No.
Like, I would watch this movie again.
It's
just, I just don't think it's a fantastic movie, is all. I think it's an above average movie that is held up by the strength of its character, and that's it.
So if I, wow, that's crazy. So it's not in your top 5 at all? Like, for me, this is a movie I would definitely recommend, Iron Man.
I think this may be in the top 5 in the movies that we've already watched.
Yeah.
By default, though.
Yes. Okay.
But I wouldn't put it in my top 5.
Interesting. I would probably agree with you. I think overall, once we get to the end, I think this probably like number 7. It'd be in the top 10, I would think. Yeah, it'd be in the top 10 for me.
I mean, it could be in my top 10, but I don't know. I would like. There's a lot of these movies I haven't seen too.
That too. Yeah.
So we'll have to see. There might be a surprise of 4 in there for all we know.
Now, do you think any of these animated movies would be in your top 10?
What is it?
Do you think any of these animated movies would be in your top 10?
I did like Mask of the Phantasm, even though you hated it. Yeah. I thought that was an excellent movie. The Mr. Freeze one was also really good.
That was a solid one, yeah.
Past that, though?
Yeah. I would say Gen 13 just because there's nothing else.
Like, the only one that I can remember in my head that even sticks out is the Apocalypse one. And that's the one with Supergirl. Oh, God. Which you unjustly hated for some reason.
It wasn't good, if I recall. I don't remember. My problem with the animated movies, they all blend together, so I don't remember them.
And that's my whole point.
Yeah.
Like, I remember Mask of the Phantasm, I remember the Mr. Freeze Batman one, and I remember the Apocalypse one. So just by nature of me remembering them, and of course I remember Wonder Woman, but that's for a whole
Yeah,
Different
that's
racing.
not for a good reason. That's like your bottom 10.
That's like still think that's the worst movie we've watched.
It's down there for sure. It's down there.
I still think it's number one of my most hated superhero movies, and that's a task. Like I kind of really want to go back and re-review those early movies because we were so hard on them.
I'm good. Maybe one day. Maybe.
Like especially Supergirl in particular.
Yeah, I think that's a higher than. Well, I think we gave it like a 2-3 probably.
Yeah, I think it was
That's
super
not fair.
low. That's not fair for that
Yeah,
movie.
I think at worst it's a 5. Honestly, it's not awful.
Yeah, I mean it's
How
unjustly. But we didn't expect how bad these movies are gonna be. Though.
No, even Howard the Duck, I would probably just go back and be like,
Yeah,
not
I mean,
that bad.
like Howard the Duck probably deserves a Steel treatment. Honestly,
again, that wasn't a bad one either.
yeah, but that was not a superhero movie.
No. Anyways, Deadpool. I gave it an 8. TJ gave it a 6. You know, watch it maybe.
I mean, if you've never seen it before,
That's my thing. Like, this is one of those movies that if you haven't seen other superhero films, you should see it. That's my thing about why I gave it an 8. Like, it's definitely one of those, like, you have to see it.
yeah, I mean, it's definitely worth at least one watch.
Yeah, yes.
With that being said, though, would you say that you should watch the X-Men series with it? Technically, it's an X-Men movie.
No, not by that standard. I'm just thinking of the jokes he makes because he does like a few jokes,
Right, I know.
but they're not like oh, and I'll be all breaking the movie jokes. And like, if you don't know the X-Men, maybe because the X-Men are in this a little bit, but at the same time, no.
Like, do you think you get more out of this movie by watching the X-Men movies?
No, I mean, if you have no idea who the X-Men are, maybe watch one of them so you know the like why these two other characters are in this movie.
What if I classify it like this? What if I say separate out the two separate X-Men series that there are?
What about it? Like, what do you mean?
Like, would you recommend watching the First Class movies with this?
Oh no! I don't think you should watch the X-Men movie because you have to watch X-Men and watch this. I just think if you would only have to watch X-Men just to get a reference of like what they are. That's like just like as a basis of like, oh, the X-Men are just a group of mutants.
I'm just asking, how do you think Deadpool ties in with an overall world like that, the X-Men world with it?
Like, I don't get that question. Like, as like is it better than them or
like
fit?
If we're comparing, like when we watch a Marvel movie, we compare it as a movie and then as a movie in the MCU.
Yeah.
So like, how would you compare this as far as it is an X-Men movie?
I think it's a better X. I think it's the best X-Men movie. I think it gets the base of like, oh, I'm a hero. Or not, oh, I'm different and mutant. I'm kind of sad about it. And like, he is just like, I'm not really sad about it. I'm great. So like, I don't know what you mean by this question. It has Colossus. It has the Negasonic Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle in it, and she's great. Like, we got mutants in it, and they fight and they do their thing. So
I'm just asking, like, is it enough of a standalone movie as far as it being an X-Men movie?
I don't get the question. I'm not trying to play dumb. Like, I like.
I know.
Like, I don't get the question. Like, are you saying like if I just watched this, would I get what X-Men are? Is that what you're trying to say?
Like I know I'm not explaining it well either,
Yeah.
and I know what I'm trying to ask in my head, and I just can't really, I can't get it out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like if there was just an X-Men universe movies, and this was a part of them, would I need to watch those to watch this?
Not would you like?
Should I?
Yeah. Would this movie inspire you to watch X-Men? How about that?
Oh, okay. Yes, but I'd be really upset because I don't like those movies that much.
Right, that's fair, but if
and also because it's tonal difference with this and the X-Men.
Sure. Now, say I get that overall because there's a lot of the movies and like how. But say if you just watched the First Class movies, would you feel the same?
Yes, I'd be like, why did I watch these?
Like, because it's right now you have to think it's just First Class and Days of Future Past.
Yes, I'd be like, these do not. I would probably judge if I saw this first than those. So you're saying like not counting timeline wise, like if those movies, I think I would hate those movies still because it's like
you didn't hate those movies.
No, but I think I would judge them harsh because I enjoy this movie so much and its tone. And then go into those tones of like I don't know, I'd be like probably have my same opinion if not a harsher opinion on those movies.
Okay.
I don't think I would like those movies more, nor do I think someone should have to watch those movies to watch this.
I just wanted to throw that out there because people would ask that question. You know what I mean?
Yeah, how do you feel? Like, what do you think?
I think this is enough of a standalone movie that you don't need to watch the X-Men stuff at all.
Yeah.
Honestly, this would inspire me to read comics more than watch those movies.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It'd be like, oh, maybe I should check out Deadpool if it really at me, or maybe even, hey, is this what Colossus is like in this movie? And like at one point, Deadpool says, talks about Colossus's wife, and it'd be like, "Ooh, who's Colossus's wife?"
Yeah. Okay, so the question was kind of like, if I watched Infinity War first and then never watched anything else, should I watch those? Then okay, this is a standalone enough to not need to watch the X-Men. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's all I'm saying. Because people will be curious about that. You know what I'm saying?
No, this is definitely, like you said, standalone enough. I think you only need to watch the X-Men if you want to get that joke. There's 2 jokes, and if you're just curious to see how they play out.
And you don't need it, but just for like Colossus really.
Yeah, exactly. And even then, he was in them, but not in them.
Yeah, but you would get a feel for why he's an X-Men and why he's the character he is. You know what I mean?
Yes. Well, I guess now that it's done, now that we did it, it's done.
Oh, you're saying it now? Yeah. I thought you always wanted me to do it, but that's fine.
No, you could. I thought we were just say it for each person who's doing the thing.
Oh, okay. I mean, I just thought you were doing it to punish me every week.
Oh no, that's mean. Why would I do that, TJ?
Because that's something you would do.
No, I'm not a punisher.
Now that we did it, it's done, Marcus.